my name is Karen. Welcome to my channel. Talk about everything from beauty, fashion, life, kids, husbands, cooking, anything really. Just talk about, life in general. I mean, this channel's not to focus on one particular thing. I know there's a lot of channels out there. They do just beauty, which is fantastic, or fashion hauls, or that's what they're focused on. And I think that's great, because when you start watching them, what happens? You go and buy. I got this, it's a two-piece Shein bathing suit. Obviously, ordered it at the start of summer. I'm trying to get the last few days in, because it's going to start getting cooler here where I'm from, up in Canada, and we have the 4 seasons, so we know it's going to get cool here pretty quick. So anyway, I'm just on here, jumped on, and I thought I'd just come on and actually, first thing first is I get sleep paralysis. Talk about the hag. I mean, the hag is this crazy thing. Not too sure if many of you guys heard of her or not. I know I watch a few videos there on Haley Reese, because she talks about all the the haunting stuff and stuff like that. Anyway, I thought I'd just be on here and talk about it. It happens to me quite a bit with sleep paralysis, the hag, whatnot. All it is detachment, I guess, supposedly, from your brain to your body. So your mind wakes up, but your body don't move. So I always think of it's kind of like electronic type thing, because we're made up of energy type thing. So I figured it's like a plug. So from your body to your brain. It just doesn't explain to me why everyone sees the same thing. So that really questions me quite a bit, talking about that. I mean, what I seen, I remember the first time I seen it, I felt like I couldn't breathe, I couldn't move. Now, of course, I was laying on my back, which they say that's usually when it happens. Lay on my back. Next thing you know, I don't know, it's kind of like a witch. It reminded me of something from The Grudge, walking, it was horrid, really. I don't watch horror movies. I can't do it. I used to when I was a kid. I don't know what my mother was thinking, letting us watch it. We were very young, like 9, and letting us watch Chucky. That was great. It's probably aging me now. And now I can't do that. Usually it's comedy or something, because that's the only way I'm going to sleep. Anyway, but the hag, have any of you guys experienced anything like that? Or obviously it might not be the hag visits. Maybe you're seeing something else. I'm not too sure. I know a lot of people, when you start doing your research, there's a lot of people seeing the hag, or what they describe as the hag. It's so weird, because I used to have this all the time, and then a few years ago, I know I was at this job, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she was telling me, they were talking about dreams or something, and I'm like, oh my God. I said, yeah, my daughter came home from school, and she asked me if you ever been visited by that Satan or something, if you ever feel that heaviness on your chest. And I said, what? And anyway, so we were talking about that when I was telling her, and she goes, that's the hag. And I was like, the hag? The heck is the hag? And then she told me to look it up, and of course I go home that night and look it up, which I can't do at night, to be honest with you. Everyone might laugh, but I'm scared of the dark. Don't like the dark. Things happen in the dark. Don't like it. You can't see unexpected things. You always got to expect the unexpected. But with the hag, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. Why do we see that? Why is it particularly that one vision that we see that comes? Why do we all see that? It's the craziest thing. Now, of course, it happens to me. I'm not just laying on my back anymore. I'm on my sides, and so they'll grab. Sometimes I'll feel the back of me. Something's grabbed me out, and I know I was screaming in my sleep, help me, help me. And my fiance tried to, he woke me up. He goes, you were screaming, help me, help me. And it didn't feel like I was sleeping. It felt like I was totally awake. I seen everything, like how I was laying in my bed, how he was laying in the bed, like, and everything. And then this thing was grabbing me from my back and pulling me. I mean, it's like real, like you could feel the whole thing. The craziest thing. And then what else happened? There was another time I had, this is gonna sound crazy, I don't have any pets. So I remember laying in bed, and of course another time I was laying on my back. See, so I start figuring this out, and it's like, oh, well, you only get sleep paralysis on your back. But I was laying on my back, and you don't realize that you're on your back. So I was laying there, and next thing you know, I felt, you know, if you have an animal, you guys probably know this. So if you're laying in bed, you probably feel like a cat. So if you're laying in bed and you can kind of feel, you know, the cat footsteps, you know, coming up the side, you're crawling up one side, going down the other, exactly what I had. And I'm like laying there, and I'm like, oh, I can feel this cat. What the heck is this? And I'm thinking in my head, and I'm thinking, but I don't have any pets. So I'm not too sure what's going on here. And then I remember going around my head, and I could feel, and don't ask me, I know it was a black cat, and I could feel like the fur touching me. Like I can feel everything. And then I can feel it in my face, breathing. And all I kept thinking in my head was, don't open your eyes, don't open your eyes, because you know what's going to happen. And I'm like, oh, don't open your eyes. And of course, what do? Your response is to open your eyes. Of course we do. So I opened my eyes, and next thing you know, I raked my face, and it was like these big green eyes looking right at me. And this is going to sound crazy, but the cat was talking to me. And I was like, oh my God. Of course, my fiance thinks I'm nuts. Anyway, but I'm like, I'm telling you, like this happened. And I can't remember what it said, but the voice on it, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like if you were watching one of those horror movies, and you hear, like one of them, they have Satan or something, and then they're talking in that raspy voice. That's exactly what it was saying. And it was like, I see you, or something to me. I'll never forget it. That was the most scariest thing. Actually, a lot of those things are scary. And so of course I start looking it up, and I'm like, did anyone else ever experience anything like this? I mean, a black cat, green eyes, talking? Come on. Looked it up. What do you know? There's some other people experience the same thing. And of course, I see now one of the comments was, hope you never been alien abducted. Of course, then you start thinking. Anyway, those are great. Has that any of you guys ever experienced anything like that? With the dreams, hag, I don't know, a talking cat. No, I don't do anything. I never did, smoked anything, nothing in my whole life. I don't really drink at all either. Yeah. So if anyone has any comments about that, can you let me know? Or maybe I should be, I don't know. It's kind of weird with all that stuff happening. Funny thing is, some of that stuff happens to my daughter too, so it's kind of weird. And then I start thinking, oh, maybe it's the house we live in, but it's not old. Of course, you know that you don't have to live in an old house. It depends on where it's located at. I don't know if you believe in ghosts and stuff. Obviously I do. I believe in all that stuff. I mean, why, I can't say why wouldn't you, but there's so much thing you say. Things are never impossible. So, and I was always taught that. So just remember that. You never know what can happen. Especially now, between COVID and all this other freaking crazy stuff going around the world. I mean, it's crazy. And I keep saying, you know, wouldn't surprise me. You look out the window and you see T-Rex walking down the road, right? I mean, really? The way things are going. So I don't know if all this is like, you know, some people are just having more dreams or stuff like this because of everything going on. But this has been happening to me since I was a kid. So I have a lot of these weird ass dreams, or sleep paralysis, whatever you want to call it, or visions. I don't even know. Anyway, well, till next time.